Hello and thanks for joining us for THV 11 News at noon on this Monday. I'm Jurnee Taylor and here are the stories we're following right now. Central Arkansas authorities are investigating a string of weekend violence. Some of those incidents deadly. What we know this afternoon in less than 2 minutes.
Really cute. It looks like a little house on wheels.
Just ahead, we're taking you inside the van, showing families the importance of teaching safety inside your home. Plus, this week, we're getting new music from legendary rockers, the Rolling Stones. Everything you need to know in our entertainment update at 12:22. But first, we have a look at weather. Meteorologist Simone Thomas joins us this afternoon. And Simone, we are starting this week off, I would say a bit chilly if I say so myself.
That is correct. You know, I had to bring out a little jacket this morning. We've got some cooler than average temperatures to kick off the week. We are going to see a warming trend later on that we'll talk a little bit more about. But current conditions across the state, most places hanging on to the lower 60s right now. Believe it or not, Little Rock is the warmest spot in the state, clocking in at 64 right now, 60 even over in Searcy, 59 in Batesville. Got a few places still in the upper 50s. As we continue through the day, we'll likely see a high of 70 with plenty of sunshine. So it's chilly, but the sun is going to help keep us a little bit warm. Got some breezy winds though from the northwest at 5 to 15 miles an hour through the day. So if you are headed outside, wouldn't hurt to have that jacket anyway, because we are still going to have that nice breeze.
We begin this hour following a violent weekend in Pulaski County with multiple shootings. The most recent incident happening just last night in North Little Rock. Officers have found one person shot on Walnut Road, that's near JFK and McCain Boulevard. The victim was rushed to the hospital where they received surgery overnight for life-threatening injuries. Police haven't made any arrests yet and are still looking for tips from anyone who may have saw the shooting. And in a THV 11 update to another North Little Rock story, we've learned the person found dead in a parking lot on Friday was a Pulaski County Sheriff's deputy. The victim, 26-year-old Ursula Graham, who worked at the Pulaski County Detention Center. North Little Rock police found her dead inside a vehicle at the Hemlock Court Apartments on Palm Street Friday night, but investigators are not saying how she died. She was reported missing one day earlier when she didn't show up for work. The sheriff's office releasing this picture of Graham, who joined the office as a deputy in February. Now, in a statement, they say they're heartbroken about the tragic loss and offer their thoughts and prayers to her family and friends. Meanwhile, across the river in Little Rock, investigators are still looking for clues in a deadly shooting that ended in front of a police substation. Police officers say Saturday afternoon they found two people shot just steps from the front door of the 12th Street station. One victim died while the other was taken to the hospital. Today, it's still unclear if the shooting happened outside the police station or if that's just where the victim showed up for help. And lots of heavy hearts in the capital city this afternoon as the community mourns Bruce Moore. He died on Saturday, and Moore was one of the longest serving city managers in Little Rock history. Now Rebecca Brown has given us a look at the legacy he's leaving behind.
Bruce Moore has provided incredible leadership for many, many years, and we all get pretty emotional talking about it.
It's an emotional time for the city of Little Rock as Arkansans mourn the loss of a beloved friend, family member, and co-worker, Bruce Moore, that died on Saturday.
He has touched the lives of so many individuals, whether it was a constituent that had a complaint or whether it was doing something major like leading the development of our downtown area.
Moore was the longest serving city manager in Little Rock history. And during his time of service, Susan Altrui, the director of Little Rock Zoo, says he was a man whose actions spoke louder than his words.
People respected him because of the actions that he took to make this place better. But in addition to that, he was just a wonderful human being. He was someone who was a friend, he was a mentor. He always ensured that we had a seat at the table to make sure that the best decisions were made for our city.
And to many that knew Bruce, he had a selfish love and he always put others in the city's needs first before anything.
He kept up with what the problems was in every neighborhood in this city. We have 199 neighborhoods, and I would bet you right now that if we had a contest, that Bruce Moore would be the one person that could name every one of them for you and where they're located.
Little Rock City Director Joan Adcock refers to Moore as the pillar of the community, as being the Little Rock City manager was no easy task.
Bruce was the person that had to say no at times when it wasn't good to say no. but he put the people first, and he knew that that was what was going to count.
Adcock says Moore's way of life was infectious, as he was all about making life better for Arkansans.
Because Bruce Moore was always big on Little Rock. He was the person that made Little Rock what it is today. He's the person that we all strive to be like, and we will miss him tremendously in this city.
In Little Rock, Rebecca Brown, THV 11 News.
Well, we want to give you a heads up. We did last week, and today is the day. It's tax day in Arkansas. You have until the end of the day to pay your personal property taxes, or you'll be hit with a costly penalty. First, we want to share there's no need to panic, though. The first thing to do is find out how much you owe if you do. Take out your phone and take a picture of this screen right now of the website. That's propertytax.arc.org to look up your tax bill in Arkansas. Now in Pulaski County, we were able to check in with Pulaski County Treasurer and Tax Collector Deborah Buckner. Buckner says if you don't pay the total balance by today, there's a 10% late penalty, and it's too late for extensions or payment plans.
When it gets to October, well, this year 17th, there's no option. Once it's delinquent, I'm not allowed by law to take any kind of a payment plan.
Now, the county makes it easy for you to pay. On the county's website, you can pay through Venmo, PayPal, Google Pay, and Apple Pay. You can also go to any of the 4 designated Centennial Bank locations in Little Rock, North Little Rock, and Jacksonville. We also have that on our website right now. You can also live chat, call, or also stop by the department on 2nd and Broadway. And another heads up, when it comes to this year's county elections, today is the deadline for voters to register. It only applies to new voters. Anyone who's already registered doesn't need to do anything to be eligible. Just show up on Election Day, and that's Tuesday, November 14th. Also today, Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin is hosting an inaugural Human Trafficking Summit at the State House Convention Center. The summit is free and open to the public. Experts from across the country will be speaking about everything from trafficking within families to strategies to avoid trafficking. The latest figures from the National Human Trafficking Hotline show 74 human trafficking cases in Arkansas, and in 2021 involving 168 victims. Israel has signaled its ground invasion of Gaza could come at any moment, with a mission to destroy Hamas in the wake of the terror group's brutal attack. Israel's military says nearly 200 hostages are being held in Gaza, more than previously reported. Now, as airstrikes continue, the situation becomes more dire by the moment. Thousands have been killed on both sides since the fighting began. Natalie Brand reports from the White House, where the president has changed his schedule because of the latest developments in the Middle East.
Palestinians with dual citizenship crowded the border crossing from Gaza into Egypt Monday, hoping to flee the escalating violence.
I don't think this makes any sense. I mean, we are only citizens, we are not fighting, we are not doing anything, we are just living here.
In Gaza, rescue workers tried to retrieve casualties from the rubble following Israel's relentless airstrikes. Basic necessities, including food and water, are running dangerously low. As the Israeli military moves closer to the Gaza border, soldiers tell CBS News they are ready.
And we want to do it, to finish it, because they cut our friend's head and they killed too many people here.
Experts on the Middle East warn a ground war will be very bloody for the Israeli army. A Hamas propaganda video shows how the militants have prepared using their web of underground tunnels.
There are going to be improvised explosive devices, there will be booby traps, there will be suicide vests, this is very, very challenging.
President Biden's scheduled trip to Colorado today was postponed so he can focus on the growing conflict. On 60 Minutes last night, the president discussed the situation, including the hostages taken by Hamas, with the possibility Americans may be among those held.
It's pure barbarism, and we're going to do everything in our power to get them home if we can find them.
And as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken returned to Israel Monday pledging U.S. support, the Department of Defense released video of the USS Eisenhower carrier strike group deploying to the Mediterranean. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Millions of children end up in emergency rooms for injuries that happen at home. At 12:16, we're walking through a safety van hoping to reduce the dangerous trend. But right now, Simone is ready to walk us through our forecast. Let me say this, Simone, if you're going to do any walking today, you absolutely should have a jacket on.
A jacket, some sleeves, make sure the chest is covered. We got some breezy conditions outside, bringing in some cool air, so make sure you're taking care of yourself as we start to feel more of these fall-like conditions. I'll have your full forecast coming up at 12:13.